Well, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Catherine McGarry, Mayor of the City of Cambridge and co-chair of today's joint council meeting with the Township of North Dumfries. My co-chair for this afternoon is Sue Foxton, the Mayor of the Township of North Dumfries. On behalf of our councils, we hope that everyone's staying safe and that you continue to practice physical distancing guidelines, and please remember to wear your masks when you're out and about. This is our second joint council meeting with North Dumfries, and I'm excited for the opportunity for our councils to work collaboratively together on initiatives to better serve both of our communities. I will now ask Ashley Sage, Town Clerk for the Township of North Dumfries, to complete a roll call so that we can confirm everyone's attendance as we're coming to you electronically today. Madam Clerk.
For the City of Cambridge Council, Councillor Donna Reed.
Present.
Councillor Mike Devine.
Councillor Devine is absent today.
Okay. Councillor Mike Mann.
Present.
Councillor Jan Liggett.
Present.
Councillor Pam Wolf.
Present.
Councillor Shannon Adshade.
Present.
Councillor Nicholas Ermetta.
Present.
And Mayor Catherine McGarry.
Present.
And for the Township of North Dumfries Council, Councillor Rod Rolleman.
Present.
Councillor Derek Osner, who is not present. Councillor Margaret McCreary.
Present.
Councillor Pam Gillespie.
Present.
And Mayor Sue Foxton.
Present.
Great. Thank you. In addition, we're going to take a moment to welcome the staff we have joining us today. And so joining us electronically from the City of Cambridge, we have Cambridge City Manager David Calder and City Clerk Danielle Mountain. Joining us electronically from the Township of North Dumfries, we have the Chief Administrative Officer, Chief Administrative Officer Andrew McNeely, the Treasurer and Director of Corporate Services, Shelley Steadall, and the Township Clerk, Ashley Sage. We also have Ron Clark joining us from Aird and Burles LLP here this evening. So as this is a virtual meeting, I'll ask each member of council who wishes to speak to press the raise hand feature on your video call, and the clerk will track our speakers list today and then invite you to speak. As well, I'll also remind each member to please keep yourself on mute and then unmute yourself prior to speaking. And over to Mayor Sue Foxton.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm going to ask about declaration of pecuniary interest. A reminder to members of council that if you have made a declaration of pecuniary interest at a previous meeting, you will also have to do so for the bylaw related to the same item. Are there any declarations of pecuniary interest? Seeing none, delegations. As a result of social distancing guidelines being in place, in-person public attendance at special emergency meetings of council is not currently available. However, the procedures for electronic participation during the course of an emergency allow for the public to provide written submissions to the clerk's office in advance of the meeting for items on the agenda, and to also call in via telephone to our virtual meeting. This evening, we do not have any registered delegates. We will be requesting to move into closed session for this next portion of our agenda in accordance with Section 239 of the Municipal Act. Councillor Adshade, could you please read the motion for our councillors to proceed into closed session?
Thank you, Your Worship. It's moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Wolf, that we move into closed session.
And okay, thank you. And now I will ask the clerk to call for the vote.
Councillor Adshade.
Agree.
Councillor Devine.
Councillor Devine is not present.
Yes. Councillor Ermetta.
In favor.
Councillor Liggett.
In favor.
Councillor Mann.
In favor.
Councillor Reed.
In favor.
Councillor Wolf.
In favor?
And Mayor McGarry.
In favor.
Councillor Rolman.
Yes, in favor.
Councillor Ossner is not in attendance. Councillor McCreary
Yes, in favor.
and Councillor Gillespie
In favor?
and Mayor Foxton.
In favor.
Okay, that motion is carried.
Thank you. We will now move into closed session and convene following our closed portion.
Okay, Mayor Foxton.
So I want to ask the clerk to call for the vote.
So the vote to reconvene and to rise from closed session. Councillor Adshade.
In favor.
Councillor Devine is absent. Councillor Urmeta.
In favor.
Councillor Liggett.
In favor.
Councillor Mann.
In favor.
Councillor Reed.
In favor.
Councillor Wolf. Sorry, Councillor Wolf.
She's trying to unmute.
In favor?
And Mayor McGarry.
In favor.
Councillor Rolman.
Favor.
Councillor Ossner is absent. Councillor McCreary.
In favor.
Councillor Gillespie.
In favor?
And Mayor Foxton.
In favor.
Okay, that motion is carried.
And I believe Mayor McGarry, it's your turn.
Yes, it is. Thank you very much and welcome back to our public session. During the closed session, discussions occurred around amongst council members pertaining to a confidential matter which is subject to solicitor-client privilege at this time. We'll move forward to the confirmatory bylaw. Councillor Reed, you have the motion. Please read it in its entirety. Councillor Reed. Unmute, please. Thank you.
Sorry about that. Moved by myself, and I'm not sure who is the seconder. Being the bylaw of the City of Cambridge and the Township of North Dumfries to confirm the proceedings of the councils of the City of Cambridge and Township of North Dumfries at its joint meeting held in Cambridge on the 18th day of June 2020. Passed and enacted this 18th day of June 2020.
Thank you. Councillor Urmeta, are you prepared to second that motion?
Yes, I am, Your Worship.
Thank you, Councillor Reed and Urmeta. I'll now call for the clerk to call for the vote. Madam Clerk.
Certainly, Councillor Adshade.
In favor.
Councillor Devine is absent. Councillor Urmeta.
In favor.
Councillor Liggett.
In favor.
Councillor Mann.
In favor.
Councillor Reed.
In favor.
Councillor Wolf.
In favor?
And Mayor McGarry.
In favor.
Councillor Rolman.
In favor.
Councillor Ossner is absent. Councillor McCreary.
In favor.
Councillor Gillespie.
In favor?
And Mayor Foxton.
In favor.
Okay, that motion is carried.
Thank you. Mayor Foxton, over to you.
Thank you. Councillor McCreary, you have a motion for our closed meeting. Please read it in its entirety.
Moved by myself and seconded by Councillor Gillespie that the council meeting does now adjourn at 7:03 p.m.
I will now ask the clerk to call for the vote.
Councillor Adshade.
In favor.
Councillor Devine is absent. Councillor Urmeta.
In favor.
Councillor Liggett.
In favor.
Councillor Mann.
In favor.
Councillor Reed.
In favor.
Councillor Wolf.
In favor?
And Mayor McGarry.
In favor.
Councillor Rolman.
In favor.
Councillor Ossner is absent. Councillor McCreary.
In favor.
Councillor Gillespie.
In favor?
And Mayor Foxton.
In favor.
Okay, that motion is carried.
Thank you. Thank you to everyone. And this concludes our meeting for today. Thank you for joining us this evening. And a reminder to stay safe, Cambridge and North Dumfries, and please take care of each other. Thank you.
Good
Have a
night.
good night. Take care, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.